Hey all, Russ here, RVerTV. Welcome. Check it out. I've been driving around in here for like a half hour. We're in Opryland. Yay! Nashville, Tennessee. The Opry House is back in here, so is a big shopping mall, plus a massive hotel. All kinds of good stuff. But today we're heading for that Opry House. I want to go check that out. That's been on a bucket list for a long time. And I'm here. We're going to do it today. Finally caught a few hour break in the weather, but guess what? More storms are rolling in later. So I'm really taking advantage of the blue sky and getting a little bit of video work done. Okay, here we are. Now off to the left, that massive building there, that's the Opryland. It's a big hotel, convention center, all kinds of stuff in there. It's huge. I drove around the front of it earlier. It didn't look quite open, but I'm not here for that. We're here to go to the Grand Old Opry itself. Yay! Maybe one of these years I could afford to stay there. Their prices are a few $100 a night to stay with them. Alright, we're getting close. According to the phone, it says parking. And it should be right up here on the left. Past this white fence here. There's also a massive shopping center here. Shopping mall. That's off to the right. Movie theater, all kinds of stuff. Well, I don't see it yet. We're looking. That's the parking lot for it. It's got to be this building up here behind the trees. Look how green and plush everything is. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Here it is. Yay. Look at the guitars. All right. We found it. There's the Grand Old Opry. Cool. Alright, let's go up, get turned around, get parked. Here's their shopping mall. I didn't come here to shop though. Come here to go see some old-time country singers. Well, to see the building. They got tours that we're going to take. We're going to take one of their backstage, what they call backstage tour. Okay, here's the mall. Whatever, they're all outlet stores, name brand stuff. Let me get turned around here. Let's go get parked. There's a lot of people that live in Nashville. I'm not used to big towns, driving around like this all the time. I'm used to the desert and small towns like Quartzsite and Havasu and them places. They got a pretty good freeway system here though. They kind of run parallel to the town. You can get around pretty quick here. I've really not got caught up in too much traffic. Actually, out in Madison where I stayed at the Elks, the traffic was the heaviest. Okay, there it is. Right here on the right. Yay. I tried to get a ticket online, but there was plenty of openings, so should be no problem. Alright, get parked. Let's get on in there. As soon as I get out of the van, more clouds show up. Opry House parking. Now this area was closed off. I parked where there's no fees where I parked. Over in the shopping center near the movie theater. My dad would have died coming here. I'll tell you, he was an old guitar player, played the harmonica, all for fun. He always talked about the Grand Ole Opry, listening to it when he was a kid on the radio. And I think they still broadcast it on the radio. It's on AM. Almost 100 years. Look how plush and manicured everything is. Green, because they get a lot of rain. I'll vouch for that. You don't have to water the grass here. Truthfully, Tennessee's a nice place. My hat's off to them here. This is a very, very nice, plush state. Look, all the flowers are starting to bloom. It's springtime in Nashville. There's all that movie theater and stuff over there. All right, here we go. This is it. I'm gonna get discovered right here. Welcome to the Grand Old Opry House. Yay! Can you imagine the amount of pictures that have been taken of this place? I think it's been like over 40 years since they moved it out here from downtown Nashville. Information board about getting tickets. They just said go up by the gift shop. They got a ticket office up there. Look at the guitars. Get you a selfie of you in front of a gigantic guitar. How cool is that? Well, I wonder how that guitar's got to be 20 feet in the air. Perfect, huh? Perfect display for the Grand Ole Opry. And flowers are in bloom. There's flowers everywhere. You got to wear a mask when you go on the tour. That's a requirement. And that was online too. Here's like an outdoor court. Sit out here, just enjoy the place. Probably get something to eat here. I guess I got a restaurant. I don't know. They should. Everything in brick. And there's all the musicians up there, all your famous ones, current famous ones. Well, let's do this. I need to go buy my ticket and then go from there. It's supposed to be right over here next to the gift shop. Ticket office, yay. Kind of looking forward to this. All the reviews online are really, really good about this tour. Look at the little house there. And the flowers. Pretty place. Yeah, that's an actual house here. Huh. Must be their offices or something. Alright, let me go get a ticket and I'll be back. Got my ticket. Got a half hour to wait. So let's walk around a minute. It was $35 for the Backstage Pass tour. So we'll see. Hopefully it's good. Come all this way. Got to see it. This is probably the number one thing I wanted to see when I got here to Nashville. Go up top here, see what we can see. There's a parking lot. Look at that blue car down there. Huh. This is like the upper deck. Probably an entrance up here too. No clue. It's a big place. Who knows how many it holds. Wow, look at this. Imagine all the people through the years that have been here. My goodness. All the artists that have performed here. Holy moly. Wow, look at this. That's pretty fancy. Look how tall that is. Huh. Grand Old Opry House. Big old wooden doors. Boy, look at the glass. All mirrored, you can't see in. Another big set of doors. I'm going to try to see in. Nope. Just a reflection of the outside. Alright, well, head back down. Got about 15 minutes and gonna go on a tour. Now, they told me no video on the inside, so you can only take pictures. Only. No audio recording, no video. And I'll respect that. Plus, you don't want to get into copyright issues. So, what I'll do is I'm going to take as many pictures as I can. And then we'll have a little video show here with pictures when I edit this thing out. Look at that. There's another entrance over there. Huh. This place is huge. Alright, well, I'm going to head on down. Let's go in and check out the Grand Ole Opry like right now. Well, here's the entrance. It's called the Circle Room. They have us wait here and get checked in. Right in front of the Grand Old Opry House. Kind of anxious to get inside here. Then they keep announcing the tour starts in 2 or 3 minutes. Then they walk us in. And the first thing we get into is they sit us down in this little tiny theater. And the curtains are drawn. It has a massive sound system. And then all of a sudden the show starts. We're in here for like about 10 minutes. All the lights come on, says Opry. We're waiting. They're playing some really good music. Waiting. It's building up. The pictures on the walls will start changing to different artists and whatnot. And all of a sudden the curtains opens. There's the microphone with the circle. And there's Garth Brooks and his wife. They're kind of talking us through what we're going to expect about all the artists that have performed there and everything. And then at the end, they play music. It was probably one of the neatest 10 minutes I've spent in a long time. What an entertaining little theater this was. Then they herd us out. Then the guide goes, "Everyone out," and we're right up here. This is right inside the front doors. You can see where it says Grand Old Opry up there. Those are actually movie screens. And then all of a sudden, on these little screens, an artist will appear, and they start talking to us more about what to expect on the inside. It's kind of cool, really. You can see the hallways here just all lit up. There's one of the artists talking and singing. And it's quite a show. I mean, this is all pre-designed for the visitors. It's really neat, actually. And then we just all stand there and look at all the guitars on the ceilings. I forget what the guy said. It was like 80 grand worth of guitars hanging up there. Isn't that something? Go figure. Country music, huh? He had us go right outside, right out the side door. Remember that blue car we seen when we were up on the balcony? That's a Rolls Royce that belonged to one of the country music artists. One of the famous lady artists. That's a Rolls Royce sitting there. Look how tall this building is. He said how many square feet, I don't remember. Then here we are inside. This is the backstage. We're going into the back way of the Grand Old Opry. This is where they store all their equipment and gear. Now see these little benches, wooden benches off to the left? That's where he says the house band for all the shows. They have a house band. This is where they practice with the artist before they perform. Pretty cool. If I would have had a later tour time, chances are we could have run into an artist. And here's the entrance. This is where the artists go in. They got their own special entrance and parking lot and all that. That's how they enter the Grand Ole Opry, right there. And here's their door. There's a little fountain outside that belonged to Minnie Pearl that runs all the time, and the artist will put their hand in the fountain for luck, the water and all that, and the guy describes it real well. This guide was really good. He's a retired music teacher. And that's where the artists go on in. Then we started walking around towards the back. He said this is actually where they filmed Hee Haw. They got a television studio in the back of this building. And we're walking in there now. And the lights are kind of dim. I did the best I could with the photography in here. But they were playing videos describing how the Hee Haw was filmed here, and a lot of different TV events have been filmed in here, and also their ceremonies are done back in here too. All kinds of lighting. This is a massive. There's Brad Paisley talking about what we're seeing and all the history of this room right here with the television shows. You can see there's actually seating up there for a live audience. A live audience can sit in on the TV show. Then all the cameras and lights and everything. And then from there, we just kept moving on. That's the actual TV studio. There's all their equipment and storage and everything. Pretty cool. Then he had us over here where he's walking us towards where all the dressing rooms are, where all the artists stage to go out. Look at all the paintings on the walls. Over 40 years they've been out here at this building from the Ryman. And these are the hallways where all the artists walk through to get back to their dressing rooms. Just more pictures on the walls of different performances, and You really feel the history when you go in this place. You really, really do. Truthfully, I was very impressed with this whole tour. And this is where the famous people check in right there. Someone's at the desk, checks them in. They go through security or whatever to get in here. Look at the mailboxes. They actually can get fan mail. You can send fan mail to the artists, and they get their own little P.O. box here. That's kind of neat. Then all the plaques on the walls are all the different members. There's over 4,000 members, I guess, now to the Grand Ole Opry. Look at that jacket. Belonged to that Marty Stewart. Very colorful. Pretty cool. Then more of the member plaques. Just extremely well done. They designed this so people can actually interact with the Grand Old Opry House and artists. Look at that. That's actually a stencil. They make signs with that. That's a stencil, like a stamp. Then here's the hallways. This is where all the artist rooms, or dressing rooms, whatever you call them. When they come in, this is where they get changed, get ready to perform. They're all numbered. All the rooms have names to them as well, too. Like, you see a little bit of this on TV when you watch it. They got their mirrors, and look at that. This one has a piano in it to practice. There's songs. They got little TVs in them. No bathrooms, though. Pretty cool. Then more pictures along the hallway, and what they do along the tour, you just go and you can look in virtually every single dressing room. I think there's 14 of them. This one here is for veterans. Patriotic, has a patriotic theme, a lot of American flag. He named off some of the artists that were veterans. So each room has a different meaning for an artist and all that. But look at the flag on the wall. Pretty cool. And this dressing room was for the comedian type artist. They have different pictures in each room. I mean, it's extremely thought out. The funny room, or whatever they called it. And they got glass cases along the hallways. Different artists donate their clothing and all that. Then look at the guitar picks on the floor. That designates the room. Then there's lockers out here in the hallway. Here's their bathroom area. Restrooms with lockers. All for the artists and band members. They hurry you along pretty good, but you still get to see it. And because of COVID, the tour was extremely limited on people. But each room just has its own theme and color. To me, this is one of the coolest parts of the whole tour, was this right here, getting to see all the different rooms. But that tour guide was so well versed. He knew every nook and cranny. They probably trained for this. Story upon story of each room. Different artist, all that. Really cool. So if you're planning on being famous, come to the Opry. You got to pick out your own room here. If these walls could talk, my goodness. when you're on this tour, I mean, you really get into it. You really listen to it, and you can start imagining in your head what's going on. Now, this room here, we're going to actually get to go inside of it. They allowed one set of people at a time to go in. I was actually able to stand inside and actually get a feel for what it was to be inside one of these Grand Old Opry dressing rooms. Yay! If those walls could talk, RVerTV was here. Then this is the green room. Outside the dressing rooms, this is where all the artists meet. They're waiting here to be called up to stage. There's TV monitors all over the place. And they all talk with each other or whatever. They talk to the band members, and they're just prepping themselves to go out there and put on a show. The tour guy says, "Follow me. We're going to go out to the stage." Just like the artists do. This mural was done by one of the hee-haw guys. And straight out of the green room, you walk out, and this is going out to the stage. When they call up your name, you wait here, just like this. This is where the artists wait, just like this. And now presenting. Well, don't you want to pull one of those? Those are for the curtains or whatever. Lights, I don't know. And this is how the artist looks out. Look at the size of this arena. 4,200 people it seats. There it is. There's your stage. This is what you see on TV right here. It's a lot smaller when you see it in person than what it looks like on television. That's where the house band sits. They play their music. And the artist gets to perform right there in that circle. There's the famous circle. That'd be cool to do one of these when the band's actually warming up. I guess they take tours through as they're getting ready to start a show. But those are the bench style seats. That's what you see on television. 4,200 people. Look at way up nosebleed section. But you can see all the lighting for the television, everything. Doesn't seem like 4,200 people, but that's what he says it'll fit in here. And that's that upper deck. That's where we seen those upper outer doors. This lady's taking pictures. You could have your picture taken in the circle. I took a picture of her taking a picture of me. There's television cameras all over the place. There's the lady taking her pictures. There they are getting some of the folks that went on tour. And there it is. There is your magic performing circle at the Grand Old Opry House. Right there. We weren't allowed to play the piano. And that's where the announcer stands when he announces the performers coming out. Welcome to the Grand Old Opry. Yay. What a neat tour. I am so glad I got to go on this thing. This probably made the whole trip to Nashville worth it right here. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I highly recommend coming in and doing this tour. If you get a chance, do it. And there's looking down at it. That's what you looks like from the audience. That's what you see. The good old Grand Old Opry. And that was it. We got outside and the tour was over. But that guy was cool. He was 71 years old. Like I said, retired music teacher. Loved music, loves the artist, loves country music, loves Tennessee. Very, very well done. Now we're back outside. That was cool. That was too cool for school. Alright, well, I've got to go find a van. Do it. If you ever get a chance, come here and do it. Journey continues. Thanks for coming. Talk soon.